underestimate none of these motherfuckers out here, man. You feel me? No. But don't you fucking try me. Don't ever fucking try me, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm a cool ass nigga at heart, but hey. I never fucked on one who had it coming. And you still trying to play me. The last will be first and the first will be last. And they still won't fade me. They lean on me. Lean on me. Baby, lean on me. You lean on me like she a bite. Baby girl lean on me all through the night. Baby girl lean on me, she like little life. Baby girl lean on me like my damn gun do, yeah. Hey. They cracker looking for us. They say they plotting on y'all. I promise we all alert. That's for my whole team and my squad. When I go around, keep their air. Bitch, I might put a bomb in the car. They looking, trying to find a flow. Pussy boy, I told the world is ours. They cracker be looking, they cracker be talking. It's always a comment to us. It's always online, cause we in the street, so we see them walking this sex. Yeah, we the old person, they know it. I strap up the team, they know it. Pussy, you shrinking, we growing. I never fought no one who had it coming, and you still trying to play me. The first will be last and the last will be first, but it money won't faze me. I gave you love, the sauce and the swag. My trust is so crazy. This was my soldier ground, not them trenches. Don't let these motherfuckers phase it. Just lean on me. Hey, lean on me. Just lean on me. I promise I got you. Just lean on me. I got you. Tell me about the damn shit. Tell me how police searching for a switch. Tell me about the damn war. Tell me trying to blame you and then you know. Tell me about the damn flicks. Tell me how police try to make a rinse. This shit crazy out here, man. I'm trying to tell you, I promise I ain't lying. Nigga know what it did. Nigga know what it does. No counterfeit. Nigga wanna hate the frustration. Nigga, they tired, they wasted.
These laws can deliver us, man. They can bring us back to our nation, man, to our identity, to our strength. And they for sure brought us back to our brotherhood. Because your king wasn't no bitch. That's right. Your king wasn't no punk. Your king, when the battle started, your king stepped in the battle first. He said, I'm gonna take the first step. And I'm gonna let y'all go on and handle it from there. He said, you're gonna do more than me. Y'all say you're on your Honda crazy. I'm telling you, I'm gonna fly. That's right.
Heaven is where is the place that blacks and Hispanics finally get to rule. Finally get to be in charge. Finally get to be rich and watch our oppressors suffer for what they've done. That's why we gave up murdering people. That's why we gave up selling drugs. That's why we gave up being evil and wicked to one another, because we knew the reward that we had to come.
I never fought no one who had it coming, and you still trying to play me. The last will be first and the first will be last, and they still won't fade me. They lean on me. Lean on me.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Nah, Shaw, bro. Now, you know you dead ass wrong, bro. Where the brotherhood at, man? I've been asking to get on your album for the longest. You make it seem like this music shit is something hard, bro. This shit's simple. Watch this. Check this out. Come back to me, baby. Come back to me, baby. See, bro, look, it ain't that hard, bro. I could have did that hook and everything, and you think that shit jumping now, bro? You just ain't got no faith in me, man. If you think you could do it better, show me.
Aren't you part of the Cuban crime wave?
What you talking crazy for? I'm a political refugee here, okay? So take it easy. Don't talk crazy.
So, I didn't know you were so sensitive about your diplomatic status.
Hey, coño, man, what is your problem, baby? You got a problem? You're good looking. You got a beautiful body, beautiful legs, beautiful face. Man, all these guys in love with you, man. All you got a look in your eye like you haven't been fucked in a year.
Hey, Jose. Who I, when, and how I fuck is none of your business.
Ooh, 27 Club.
All right, gang, let's really nail it this time. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UP cat nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UP cat nothing, we on fellowship. Florida Lee on my top, this a Saints hat. This the third Kempy been in, he a J-Cat. Nigga tryna steal the sauce, yeah, I hate that. But I ain't make the rules, I can't change that. New bottle, new wine, yeah, I can't crack. Look, flag on the play, they grabbing face masks. Niggas always saving hoes where your cape at. The only killer that you know without no face tag. Hell yeah, my bitch bad, Proverbs 31, yeah. This is not a drill, I be 30'd up, yeah. He about to crack the sky, you better hurry up. It's all bad when you see us hang that jersey up. It's mad brick, I got the blick with my cover on. He a fed, he a op, got his cover blown. Look, I'm really outside without no scully on. It's One West, bitch, I'm on with my brothers on. He got ranked, then he left, he broke another oath. I got the plate, we about to take another zone. They was sleeping on the team, now they comatose. Left his brother out to dry, I guess he wanna fall. Put the oil on his head, that's another soul. I try to tell him we a pro, don't do this shit at home. She unhappy, left her man, she a 304. He try to justify that shit, he broke the penal code. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UP cat nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UP cat nothing, we on fellowship. Gotta watch these niggas, they be cointel. LeBron ain't never killed nobody, but I know he will. It's on me everywhere I go, yeah, that's the holy seal. My niggas itching when it's up, you better not touch a chair. Ooh, I'm with the extra, that's off the bag. He ain't loyal to his brothers, how you follow that? She either working with her hands or she off her bag. Broke bitches, yeah, they done that give me a heart attack. You see the banner above my head, I'm a part of that. These niggas cowards, pussies, we don't want no parts in that. They let our warrior out of prison, he ain't going back. And don't be speaking on the truth, cause we with all of that. Look, before they started dissing, they was fans first. You will never catch me digging in no man purse. Really put my brick in, that's why my hands hurt. And don't be speaking bullshit, that make my head hurt. Look, I done burn my fingers from the Michael Drake. For the brotherhood, I done threw my life away. I never see him, tell them come out from their hiding place. We can't do it, we told them we gon' find a way. They rather march 1,000 deep, we rather feed the people. They wouldn't put on all black, now he reading Hebrew. UPK the standard if you speak on Hebrew. Don't think they solid, get with them niggas just gon' leave you. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UPK nothing, we on fellowship. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left. Nigga try to save his life like he's scared of death. I got Hillstar on my body, bitch, I'm heaven sent. Hey, this UPK nothing, we on fellowship.
Lifestyle, that's my boss, bitch, and my wordplay. Hey, when I get mad, turn the Scarface. How when I get mad, turn the Sharface. Yeah. Fuck, I'm talking about that. Hey, tell me how it is, tell me how you feel, tell me what it is, tell me what you wanna do. Put sad boy plotting on who? I done seen it all before I came through. Must don't understand, nigga, I'm in the truth, lame mad nigga. But they cracker trying to shoot shit my way. 100 down rides on the highway. Only thing I got in this lifestyle, that's my boss, bitch, and my wordplay. Hey, when I get mad, turn the Scarface. Now when I get mad, turn the Sharface. I'm up in South Beach with this shit, nigga, Miami. Fuck on me. Tell me how it is, tell me how you feel, tell me what it is. I'm always in the field, always dressed to kill, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? But you pussy boy, you ain't talking about nothing, but you ain't making noise. You ain't on that shit thought you was. Who the fuck these niggas thought they was? They don't even know that. Shooting at me and I'm a throwback. I don't look back, that's a throwback. No, I don't look sad, cause I'm on that. Boy, get shot at the top, that's a toe tag. Lame man, cracker don't want the guns on me. But these people wanna know everything. But the booze and the chica. I tell these soft fat boys how to think. When I'm on my grind, let it hate. Yeah, my nutsack on these fuck niggas when I don't give a fuck. What they be hating on, cause I'm up, nigga. What the fuck, nigga? Who the fuck these niggas thought they was? Yeah, all the time a nigga growing. All the time a nigga knowing. Gotta stack it up, keep that bitch flowing. Hey, tell me how it is, tell me how you feel, tell me what it is. Gotta flip the deal, gotta keep the steel, killer being killed. Nah, nigga, for real, I'm ready for the real. Nigga, I'm ready for the war, nigga. But they crack tryna shoot shit my way. 100 damn rounds on the highway. Only thing I got in this lifestyle, that's my boss, bitch, and my wordplay. Hey, when I get mad, turn to Scarface. Now when I get mad, turn to Scarface. We up here with the scene, nigga, with the Colombians cutting niggas' heads off and shit. Tell me how it is, tell me how you feel. Always just a kid, shoot them up the hill. Gotta keep it still, nah, nigga for real. Hey, the boy, think they talking about. Why X out your rank, walking on your sand. On the highway, chasing after bands. Boy, wanna hate, they don't understand. Boy, wanna hate, soft two cans. Sam, ass nigga. I told you for that nigga, they don't know it. Yeah, chasing after one, I love that shit. Cause the thrill of the hunt keep me on my shit. Yeah, the deck on my hip with a stand-up clip. Yeah, motherfucker, we'll kill your ass. We'll motherfucking dissect your ass. Cut a head off, put a bottle for the buzzers. Matter of fact, fuck them buzzers, nigga. Ain't no head hunters. Hey, call nigga Scarface, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. The Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, Shalakia. We've been established and teaching truth since 1969 under Commander General Yohana. And this is the Monday night history class. The title of this class is about laws of oppression. And I just want to show just a little bit of the most brief history of these American laws that still oppress God's chosen people. I'm going to bring out a little bit of an example about how they'll make laws. I'm going to talk about black codes. I'm going to talk about the initial purpose of gangs and how Caucasian society, Caucasian oppression, Caucasian tyranny can take something that's meant well and turn it into something completely violent just as much as they are. I'm going to bring out some history about a little bit of gangs and how they started. That's what I was talking about as far as like Caucasian society and their influences. Also, I'm going to just a little bit about like one of the last states to end slavery. That's a little footnote I got for y'all who's watching. If you can just take a guess, what was the last state to abolish slavery? Without you Googling it, of course. Just give a good guess. But that's what we get into today. So, Salaka, that's what we're going to get into today. And, as usual, if you got any questions, just type it in the chat, and I'll get with you. Let me put this on Salaka 1 second, make sure that I'm not to bother me while I'm teaching. All right, that should be Tawab. Salaka about that. Of course, as usual, I'm gonna have some videos I will be playing today. Just a few, about 4 short videos about black codes. Black codes is it's something. In hindsight, and think about black codes today, you'll think of something like, black people getting on code, like we're gonna move a certain way, we're gonna dress a certain way, we're gonna talk a certain way, we're gonna use these specific words, and in these specific words, it'll make us act a certain way, we'll go to a certain area, stuff like that. All the stuff about black codes. Now, what if I was to tell you that our oppressor, they have black codes? Like they got codes to the point where like how they're gonna move, how they're gonna treat us, what laws they're gonna put in place to harm us. They have their own set of black codes and how they're going to oppress us, how they're going to harm us, how they're going to harass us, how they're going to unalive us or delete us. So we're going to get into that. And that's just a side, that's just another knock against Christianity. Who in their right mind still wants to join a society when they need laws that makes them not oppress you? The like the DEI, affirmative action, the Rooney Rule. These are laws that's put in place that make our oppressor have to treat us right. So we're gonna get into like some of these black codes. I know some of y'all thinking that with the black codes, it's something good. Like, you gotta get on code. But black codes, this was something that our oppressor put into place to make sure he oppresses us more. I'm not sure if y'all heard, but they got what they call sundown towns. I'm gonna do a class on that. I'm gonna try to get some articles to show approval, like on them unaliving black people in these sundown towns. When I say sundown towns, I really mean by that type of name, that the things you see in the movie. You get caught in this place after dark, it's your behind. Lord be with you. So there are some of these places that still exist. I just have to find them. I want to make sure I find some articles that I can pull up and show that these are the places that we should love to hear about a tornado running roughshod through. We should love to hear about an earthquake demolishing some small ass town. We should love to hear about some nut job who decided that he wants to unalive him, his wife, and his whole community in these sundown towns. Some of those, I'm still compiling more research. I want to finish compiling more research to look at all these suspected sundown towns, and we'll go from there. All right, so I do got a tab I want to share with y'all. First, we're gonna go into black codes. So lock here. Let me do it this way. Let's do it the other way. No, it's lock it. No, it's this one. There we go. So lock it. First, let's get into black codes. Share this tab instead. I'll close that. Look that up later. Leave us alone. We ain't subscribing to nothing right now. Let me double check, see how this look. All right, come on, let me zoom in just a touch. All right, let me double check. It should be too wide. I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger so I can. All right, black codes. And this is by American History Central. All right, so black codes were laws passed by southern states in the aftermath of the Civil War. For those y'all who don't know, the southern states is mad that they lost, and the Lord's chose people by paper was supposed to be freed. All right. It says the aftermath of civil war that imposed strict regulations on the behavior and activities of African Americans. These codes often restricted the rights and freedoms of African Americans, including their ability to vote, own property, and enter into contracts. So if y'all ever hear somebody talking about, America still get good, they have like just laws and they don't know what black people are talking about, just refer to them as about asking her, they heard about black codes. And some of these laws, they still act out today. It's like, yeah. All right. Get rid of this. Where's the damn X? I don't see that X to code. That's a lot here. Okay. I said, what were the Black Codes of 1865, 1866? Black Codes were laws enacted by legislatures of the former Confederate States in those years of 1865 and 66 in response to the passage of the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery, which I'm going to get into later, the 13th Amendment. The laws was intended to restrict the rights and freedoms of slaves who were freed in the wake of the Civil War. Although Black codes were short-lived, they were an example of Southern resistance to the emancipation in the aftermath of the following of the Civil War. It says these laws played a significant role in ending President Reconstruction and increasing federal involvement during the Congressional Reconstruction. So now you're probably thinking like, well, what's these Black laws? Black codes. So Black codes fact, Mississippi was the first state to enact Black codes. Black codes enacted by Mississippi and South Carolina are considered to be the most restricted laws. It says Black codes were eventually succeeded by the Jim Crow laws. So could you imagine what the Jim Crow laws were, or a fear played in the role of the enactment of the Black codes after rumors spread through the South that the government was going to give free slaves families 40 acres and a mule for Christmas in 1865. So we're going to go into just a little bit about the Black codes. Like I said, I had a video up. So let's go by playing this real quick. And I'm just going to go through a few of these videos and then we'll discuss it later. Let me make sure y'all can see it well. I'll zoom in just a touch.
It's the aftermath of the Civil War. As the nation rebuilds, Louisiana takes center stage with its own set of rules, the Black Codes. These codes
In the aftermath of the
It's the aftermath of the Civil War. As the nation rebuilds, Louisiana takes center stage. With its own set of rules, the Black Code.
So like as y'all can see right here, some of these codes in Louisiana. No-go areas for Black people in towns, aka sundown towns. Imposing 10 o'clock curfews on Black people. It prevented Black people living in certain areas. Banning meetings of Black people at night. You can't even just go over your cousin's house and just have a good time. All right.
Codes. These codes required African Americans to sign labor contracts that tied them to their former masters. Vagrancy laws were enforced, penalizing those without steady jobs. It's like a double bind, forced into labor contracts or face fines and imprisonment. Curfews restricted movement, particularly at night. Land ownership. the cornerstone of economic freedom, was yet another hurdle. Restrictions limited African Americans from owning land, keeping them dependent on the very system that once enslaved them. Imagine standing in a courtroom, fighting for justice, even when the odds are stacked against you. African Americans were often denied the right to testify against white individuals, but their voices could not be silenced forever. The legacy of the Black Codes ignited a fire for change. It laid the foundation for the Civil Rights Act of 1866 and the 14th Amendment. So, as we reflect on this history, let's remember the struggle, the resilience, and the progress that followed. Don't forget to like, share.
In the aftermath of the Civil War,
So you got these different towns, Black codes. This is something that's still enacted today. Yes, they so-called the Black codes end up transforming, or another form of it ignited, which is called the Jim Crow laws. And, of course, now after that, you got the Civil Rights Act. But they still act out these laws, whether it's on a paper to enforce it or not. They still, how many of us have heard of, we see it so many times where like a police officer come arrest a man in his own lawn. And they say, you don't live in this neighborhood. What are you doing here? Where's your ID at? I see you sitting on the porch with the screen door open, sitting in a rocking chair. You don't belong right here. And they arrest you. How many times have we heard of a man just being in his home and he getting deleted by a police officer? They still enact these same laws. The Black Code, or Salaki, the Black Code, and Black Code and Jim Crow. So that's what they always done. Salaki, 1 second. So that's what we got to talk about. Is the Black Code. So it's like 1 second. Okay, let me see if I can pull this back up. I got a few more videos I'm gonna play, so I'm just letting them run down real quick.
Black veterans returned home to a country that still viewed them as inferior. This was especially true in New Orleans, where racial tensions ran high. In 1866, a group of Black veterans decided to organize a peaceful demonstration to demand equal rights. But their peaceful demonstration was met with extreme violence. White mobs, including police officers and former Confederate soldiers, attacked the Black veterans, killing many and injuring hundreds more. The violence continued for 3 days, and it's estimated that as many as 300 people were killed. The New Orleans Massacre of 1866 was a brutal act of racial violence against Black veterans who had bravely fought for their country. It's a tragedy that should never be forgotten. In the aftermath of the Civil War, Black veterans returned home to a country that still viewed them as inferior. This was especially true in New Orleans, where racial tensions ran high. In 1866,
did you know that after the Civil War, Southern states passed laws known as Black Codes to limit the freedom of newly freed African Americans? These restrictive laws were designed to ensure a cheap labor force by forcing Black people into unfair labor contracts and punishing those who refused with fines, imprisonment, or forced labor. Black Codes also severely restricted the rights of African Americans to own property, move freely, or access education. These laws not only undermined their freedom, but also stifled opportunities for growth, including the development of historically Black colleges and universities, HBCUs. The backlash against Black Codes played a crucial role in shaping the fight for civil rights and equality, laying the groundwork for future reforms. How do you think these laws affected the opportunities for Black communities back then, especially with the rise of HBCUs? Fast forward to today, do you believe the legacy of the Black Code still affects the education and economic progress of African Americans? Did you know?
We are looking for gamers who want.
If Moses passed as an Egyptian and Egyptians were Black,
so like I ain't gonna play this. It's like I
Join us
ain't
on
gonna play this whole
Patreon
video.
and become part of our journey to uncover history's untold stories. Your support helps us create.
So just showing just a little bit. There's a code that our oppressor has always been on. See, like we take these things that they do to us and we try to turn it into something good or turn it into something that we could live by and talk by and act upon. But in reality is that a lot of things we have today is because of our oppressor and what he's done to us. And we try to take things and create like our own meaning. We try to take these things, whether it be how it started off initially as in like positive stuff in the community. And then due to our oppressor, he turns it into a game, which I'm going to come into this right now. And I'm not coming right back to the Black codes. So I do got a question for everybody. We heard of Bloods and Crips, right? Do anybody know what they would stand for? What does the Blood stand for? What does the Crip stand for? Anybody know? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know what it stands for. I can't lie. But we're about to read it. CRIPS is an acronym that allegedly stands for Community Revolution in Progress. That's what the CRIPS stand for. There you have it. So you see them? They wanted to preserve their neighborhoods from the Black codes. They didn't want to live by the Black codes that our oppressor forced upon them. All right, so just know that when you see the word Black codes, it should be nothing positive based on what our oppressor has done. Nothing that our oppressor has done. So, and he comes in, he gets involved, and it turns into this. It went from Community Revolution in Progress. That's what it's supposed to stand for, and it turns it into this. Let me get up to the top. It says ruthless Bloods and Crips street gangs. Who are the Crips? Formed as a street in Los Angeles in 1969. These different gangs. So that's what it ends up turning into when you add the sake of oppressors into it. When you add Black codes into it. It says, everybody know about Tookie getting the lethal injection. Yeah, sidebar, for those of y'all don't know, Tookie, one of the founders of Community Revolution in Progress, that's what initially started out for, and then our oppressor, due to his oppression and corruption, forced them turn into like some ruthless street gang. Well, I say sidebars because Tookie was executed by a bodybuilder / actor known as Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was the governor or mayor of California. So this sidebar, the hell with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think every Crip should celebrate the day he passes a damn way. Salakia. To hell with him. And I'm not sure what all type of pressure Tookie had and managed and went through, or how what was the direct cause that made them jump ship. But we know that when you're inside of America, he can damn near turn any peaceful, positive man into something ruthless based on his suppression. So, Community Revolution in Progress, that's the acronym for CRIPS. Now, let's get into what BLOOD stands for. So, the BLOOD stand for, the acronym for BLOOD is Brotherly Love, Overcome, Overrides Destruction. And they ain't override nothing because of our oppressor. You know, our oppressor is a diabolical beast who's known for warfare, who was blessed with the sword. So this is something that I wanted to bring out about because we try to be on black code, as in having colors that we wear, having certain uniforms that we wear to look a certain way. And it did not benefit us. It did not help us get out of this oppression. It did not help us fight off our oppressor. It did not help us make our communities thrive, no matter how we try to build our own black communities, have our own hospitals, our own universities, our own municipalities. They still come and destroy. They built interstates right up on top of us. They drop bombs on us. They start adding more different taxes and adding laws to lock us up. So no matter how much we try to survive in this country, this oppressor, they always enact some type of code on us. All right. So let me go back to this video about the laws about black code. Let me see what I want. Slovakia. Black codes. I got a video because some of y'all might not listen to a black man, so y'all love our oppressor. I play this video.
This is part 2 because he's gonna say something. Okay? He's gonna say something, and he knows. This is part 2 because he's gonna say something.
Hurry up.
Okay? He's gonna say something, and he knows what he's saying, but you don't know. Okay? Now, when he says it,
particular county or municipality, you shouldn't be here.
I'm going to explain it to you. Check this out.
You shouldn't be here in the white area of this particular county or municipality in Mississippi. This is still going on. Cops are still enforcing this under color of law. This needs to be
under color of law. Color of law is 1866 black codes, slave codes, Jim Crow law, color of law. They are the same.
Racist police abuse. Don't worry, I had a few more. I need to find this last one I need to get.
In 1865 and early 1866, these new governments in the South, all white governments created by Andrew Johnson, kind of have to deal with the situation of the former slaves. What is their status going to be? What rights are they going to have? And so they passed these laws to regulate the conditions and, kind of have to deal with the situation of the former slaves. What is their status going to be? What rights are they going to have? And so they passed these laws to regulate the conditions of the former slaves. So the black codes are really an attempt to use the power of the government to get the plantation system going again. Not as slave labor, that's gone, but as forced labor, where blacks would be paid some minimal wage, but they would have no alternative but to go to work for white employers. They don't go into effect. In fact, in early 1866, Congress passes the Civil Rights Law, which actually says that all laws must apply equally to all citizens. And that abrogates all these black codes because they're only for blacks. But they're important as a sign of what the white South has in mind for blacks, unless the federal government comes in and protects them. Now, they give them some rights. They're no longer slaves. They can't be bought and sold. Their marriages are now going to be legally recognized as they weren't under slavery. They can own property in some states. Actually, Mississippi barred them from owning land. But that's it. They had no right to vote. They had no right to serve on juries. They had no right to testify in court in cases involving white people. They could not own guns the way white people could. And most importantly, they had to go to work for white people. They had to sign year-long labor contracts with a white employer. Otherwise, they would be called vagrants, arrested, fined, and if they couldn't pay the fine, they'd be auctioned off to some white person who could pay the fine. So in other words, a black guy with land working for himself, that's illegal. You got to work for a white employer. He'd be arrested as a vagrant and sold to a white employer, basically. They couldn't go to work for themselves. They couldn't follow a trade, something like that. That's why Mississippi barred them from even owning land, so that they had no alternative but to work for white planters. So the black codes are a very, very restrictive idea of what freedom really would mean for these former slaves.
Let me tell you something, Israel. I know sometimes y'all don't want to hear from a black man, but that's a Caucasian man telling you about some of these black codes and laws that they put onto our people. So those who don't know, let me just go ahead and just pull up the definition, so we can just go ahead and see it. Break vagrancy. All right. Let me make this larger. Salakia, my bad. Let's see. Vagrancy refers to the state of acting or being homeless and lacking a permanent residence, often drifting from place to place without visible means of support. This is historically, vagrancy laws were enacted to address issues related to homelessness and idleness, and often criminalizing behaviors associated with being vagrant, such as loitering, begging in recent years, blah, blah, blah. These only apply to black people. So like you said, they didn't want you owning your land. They want you to work for someone. So vagrancy laws is put into place to harass more of the lowest chosen people. All right, so let me see what else I have. Let's get into, I think we should be good on black holes. Let me just do a little bit more writing. All right, Connie, I can still see me. All right. Oh, that's still Tawab. So Mississippi Black Codes, it says it's mandated this. Every African American worker must have a written employment agreement. And back then they did not allow slaves to be employers. So if you living off your own land and you're working off your own land, and it was not a slave master there, they will arrest you under the vagrancy laws. So this is what our oppressor done. So it says every African American must have a written employment agreement within the initial 10 days of January, covering the entire year. Workers who violated this contract forfeited their wages and could face arrest. Employers trying to hire a black worker already under contract also face penalties. African Americans were restricted to work in specific jobs within the agriculture industry essentially ensuring plantation owners had available workforce. It says there was African Americans or the Lord's chosen people were prohibited from leasing land in urban areas. To ensure employment, Mississippi Black Code introduced criminal penalties of vagrancy. Additionally, insulting gestures or language were deemed criminal offense. It got to the point like someone black will like just flip somebody off, and they'll be like, "This, you can go to jail for that." It says Mississippi Black Code also prohibited former slaves from assembling in groups at any time of the day or night, preaching without a license from the county, speaking freely. Seditious speech was prohibited, disturbing the peace, keeping or carrying weapons without a license from the county. This is the Black Code. Mississippi. And I just want to play something real quick. We can go to Donkey of the Day, Mississippi. We're gonna go to Donkey of the Day. And this is some of these bear with me while I pull it up real quick. I'm gonna pull up another video. Bear with me 1 second while I get it loaded. So we gotta. Bear with me while I let this ad go by.
Hyde Smith. Now, if you don't know who that is, let me put you on game. Senator Cindy Hyde Smith is the first woman to represent Mississippi in Congress after she was appointed in April to replace Thad Cochran, a Republican senator who was forced to step down because of health problems. Now, on November 27th, she will be in a runoff with Democrat Mike Epps, a black man. Not to be confused with comedian Mike Epps. And this runoff will determine who will serve the remaining 2 years of Cochran's term because neither candidate was able to win more than 50% of the vote on November 6th. Now, Senator Hyde Smith received our celebrity-in-chief Donald Trump's endorsement. He's been very vocal in his support for her. In August, he tweeted that she is strong on issues such as job creation and his proposed southern border wall. He added, Cindy has voted for our agenda in the Senate 100% of the time and has my complete and total endorsement. She's always had my back and a vote because I saw that American Horror Story called Mississippi Burning when I was a child. You don't remember that movie? Remember that movie?
No.
Where the 2 FBI agents were in Mississippi investigating the disappearance of 3 civil rights workers, and the whole town, the local police, and the KKK was like, y'all get the hell from around here now. All right, that movie was based off a true story, and I had it in my mind back then that white people literally ate black people in Mississippi. In my mind, I thought that if you were black and you went to Mississippi, not only was you good as dead, but you would end up the primary meat on a sandwich. I truly believed that in Mississippi, BLT stood for bacon, lettuce, and Tyrone. So when I heard these comments that Senator Smith made, I wasn't surprised. It just reinforced everything I thought about Mississippi to begin with. Now, this audio was a little hard to hear because the train was coming. God was trying to drown out these evil words. But I'll play it for you and then translate what Senator Smith said. Let's hear it.
Hold on, this train going by.
Okay, it was hard. It was hard to make out because of the train. Let me hear it again just the way it was. Let me hear that one. Let me get it.
Hold on, this train going by.
Okay, one more time for the people in the back. Let's isolate it just a little. Let's see.
What they say?
Play it one more time. If you still don't know what Senator Hyde Smith said, she said, if he invited me to a public hanging, I'd be on the front row.
She said that for real?
Play it again. If he invited me to a public hanging, I'd be on the front row.
Damn.
I repeat, it's 2018, and Senator Hyde Smith said, if he invited me to a public hanging, I'd be on the front row. Now, I am a Marvel Comics fanatic.
Now, this is a senator, and something you can still look up, Sidney Hyde Smith, of her talking about a public hanging. So I'm finish playing a little bit more of this video, But I want to make sure y'all understand about the black code. The black code is nothing positive for black people. Black code is white people getting on code to oppress the Lord's chosen people. So I'm gonna finish playing this real quick, and then I'll get into some more black codes.
So when a Marvel movie comes out, it's an event, right? A perfect example. Remember this past February when Black Panther dropped? You know what I mean? Remember when Black Panther dropped early this year and everyone was in costume going to see it? Remember how much of an event that was? That's how public lynchings used to be, right? Entertainment and a way to terrorize and control black people. But Mississippi has an extreme history of lynching. See, right before they barbecued black people in Mississippi, right before they put you on the grill, they would lynch you. Okay, I don't know why, because it's a known fact that meat that died scared tastes terrible, but they would lynch us. And when a state has the history of racism and hangings that Mississippi has, you can't just write that off as just a figure of speech, right? The NAACP showed that nearly 1/8 of the 4,743 lynchings between 1882 and 1968 that occurred in the United States were in Mississippi, I believe, okay? All I know is they like to taste the black people in Mississippi. That's all I'm trying to say. A lot of people get hung in Mississippi. And now Senator Smith released a statement and said that her remark was an exaggerated expression of regard. And any attempt to turn this into a negative connotation is ridiculous. She said that her remark was an exaggerated expression of regard. And any attempt to turn this into a remark was an exaggerated.
Sidebar. Anybody can look at this devil and understand that she's lying. She will most definitely be on the front row to a lynching. She's a filthy piece of garbage. All right, so I just wanted to show that black code is something serious. Black code is our oppressors using a means of laws. And of course, I'm gonna get into the scriptures about it. As a matter of fact, let me just do that right now. We're going to go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Isaiah 10 and 1. Let me go ahead and get this. Isaiah 10 and 1, so you can understand what our oppressor is doing and why he is the way he is. When I say he, I'm talking about his women too. Let me make sure y'all can see that. Bear with 1 second. Oh, yeah, it looks too wild. All right. Bear with me. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. These, the main, well, not the main mission law, but the black code, that's an unrighteous decree. And that right grievances which they have prescribed. Like, this is, for those of you who don't know, woe just means destruction. Destruction to those who have an unrighteous decree. Destruction to that race of people that enacted the black codes. Destruction to that police officer who enacts that black code. Destruction to this Senator Heidi Clyde, or whatever, like Sidney Hyde Smith. Destruction to this piece of garbage. An unrighteous decree talking about she'd be at the front row of a lynching. Now, how you spin that off? I don't understand. How do you say if there was a lynching, you'd be on the front row and you expect people not to take it negative, as in what it was? Like, our oppressor is a diabolical beast. He and she is the devil that the Bible speaks of. I don't see how they can think that they can say these words about our people or what happened to us and then expect not no turmoil to come behind it. All right, so I think I got a little bit more. Let me see if there's something else on Isaiah. Let's see if this is the next verse I want. Oh, so like it. Let me go back to sharing this tab. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 10 and 2. It says, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that windows may be their prey and that they may be robbed, and that they may rob the fatherless. This is something that our oppressor has done far too many times. All right, so let me get to, I got one more article I want to bring up. And it's just something about Mississippi. Like I asked the question in the beginning of class was, do anybody know the last state to abolish slavery? For those of y'all who don't know, slavery officially did not end in Mississippi till about, I want to say 2008. They just now signed the paper to officially abolish slavery. Well, maybe it's like 2007, 2008, something like that. Which I'll pull it back up in just a second. But it's just something about Mississippi. Like, I don't understand how anybody want to be in that country state. I mean, I like Mississippi, the little parts I've been to, but they one of the first to enact the black codes. Like they have a deep, deep hatred of the Lord's chosen people. Not saying the other states don't, but man, they show theirs and they're blatant. They got sundown towns. That's what they have. Which I'm gonna pull it up too. But I wanted to show y'all something else about this godforsaken state. And then somehow they always able to hide stuff. And when I say hide stuff, I'm about to show y'all what I mean. And let's get into this one. Okay. This sister right here. Hopefully y'all can see this sister. And I'm about to read a little bit about this sister right here. May Louise Miller, an enslaved Black woman who was unaware that slavery had ended. Could y'all guess where y'all think she's from? Before I go back to reading. Could y'all just take a wild guess? Where do you think this sister is from? Not the Peckerwood I see right now. But I'm talking about, let me go back to her face. Not her, this is ad. Could y'all guess where this sister is from? I'm gonna let y'all look at it for about 5 seconds. Just take a wild guess. Her name is May Louise Miller. And it says she was unaware that slavery had ended. So let's go ahead and read on this article. It says the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863, which liberated a significant number of enslaved African Americans, excluded a greater number of slaves in the 1960s. Thanks to Antoinette Harrell's revelation, we now understand why May Louise Miller and other slaves were unaware of the fact that slavery had come to an end. After more than 100 years since the Emancipation Proclamation, Antoinette Harrell, a genealogist and historian, shared the shocking stories of slaves southern states such as Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. That damn Mississippi. She mentioned that around 20 individuals who had been enslaved and had worked on the Wayford plantation in St. Charles Parish were introduced to her by a lady before 1960s. So let's see where she was at. It says every year workers fell deeper into debt and were always told to try again next year to make it back. They tried to settle up with their owner, but the owner never allowed them to leave the property at the end of the harvest. Women was told about how they had to become indebted to their owner's plantation. Unfortunately, many was afraid to share their stories because they believed they would be sent back to the plantation. Damn, that's a damn shame. They ain't want to share their story because they believe they're gonna get sent back. Well, I'm about to go and read a little bit more. It says May Louise Armstrong was. I'm gonna read it, zoom in just a taste. It says May Louise Miller, sad story. May Louise Armstrong was among slaves of the 20th century, and she only obtained her liberation in 1963. Cain Wall, her father, forfeited his property by affixing his signature on a document that was unable to be comprehended, which subjected his whole family to enslavement. Here's the important part. Y'all ready? Louise May Miller, an Israelite Hebrew woman, was kept in modern-day slavery known as the peonage until early 1961 in Kentwood, Louisiana, and Galesburg, Mississippi, where her family achieved freedom. It says they were denied the right to leave the property, and owners subjected them to physical abuse and SA, relations assault. May and her mother often experienced raped together by Caucasian men, and they had to go into the main house for work. This is sad. And this is black codes. This is what our oppressor does. Man, may the Lord give them all the evil he has to give to them. All the evil. It says, when Harold encountered May, her father was still alive, and he was 107 years old with keen memory. On one occasion, he punished May when she was 14 years old for trying to escape from the farm. He's suffering from that Stockholm syndrome as well. He's not knowing no better. It says Antoinette Harold still believes it could happen again. When it comes to the pre-Civil War area, Antoinette Harold is on the opinion that African American families who remain connected to Southern farms, according to her, if we fail to examine and expose the covert persistence of slavery, it could reoccur. You know, what I think they should do, what I would suggest is that they allow a bunch of, you send the federal government in, and of course it'll happen when Christ get here, but before Christ's return, what I would love to see is they'll allow men of the UPK to start an act to say, recuperating black slaves, and allow us to go search every acre, every inch of the whole entire state of Mississippi. Now we're gonna go into these towns and go into these homes, and they should enact a law that if they are deemed a racist or still hiding black people, we should have the right to apprehend them. Like ICE, we're gonna call it hot. You know what I'm saying? They got ICE for our Hispanic brothers and Haitian brothers and sisters. We're gonna call it hot, and we're gonna go in and arrest those and deport them. Put them on Guantanamo Bay and put them in some type of closet off the coast of Mississippi. We should let them just go ahead and just jump off the damn boat with a rope tied around the ankle with 200-pound bricks strapped at the end of it, at the bottom of the ocean. We should be able to go in and search every house and find and free every slave. Because this right here, you can almost, no one reading this type of article right here, no one would be surprised to find out that they still had slaves to this day. To this day, this sister did not know that she was free in Mississippi and in Louisiana. So this right here is your black codes. If this damn thing don't come off, this is black codes. This sister right here. And look at that, and our people living to 107. Good night. Absolutely, we should be able to do something like that. I would love the fact that we'll be able to go into the lands and check every oppressor's house. I think we should be able to destroy their house, and we should be able to knock it down to the ground and see if they got like some underground bunker or something where they hiding slaves. And if they are, we should be able to take their land, all of their riches, and whatever we take, also federal government should pay us double what we take. So whatever the prices of that land and how much free labor they done got, whatever amount we say they owe, they should double it. This sister right here, and then born in the 1960s, did not know that she was free. Which just goes to show you why your Christian pastors are full of just, I wanted to say another word, full of just feces. They're just vile. And they want you to join America. This woman is the age of my mother. This woman is the age of your mother or your grandparents, and did not know that she was free. So yeah, this is a piece of work. America is a piece of garbage. Let me finish a little bit more on this sister real quick. I know it's kind of sad. I'm finna go back down a little bit. Let's see what's left. Okay, now that was it. That was it. So for those y'all who don't know, if y'all want to look more into Mae Louise Miller, you're more than welcome to. It can be kind of sad when you hear about the stories of her and her mother to keep the plantation owner at peace or keep him docile. All right. So I got one last thing about the Black Code, and then we'll be done with that. Let me see. I know some people, for some reason, they just don't want to hear nothing from somebody Black. They only trust what our
process. The state legislatures of the South passed more and more and more restrictive measures, which were effectively designed to criminalize Black life, to make it essentially impossible for any African American man who didn't live under the explicit protection of some white landowner to not be in violation of some law at almost all times. And the kinds of things we're talking about are absurd to modern ears, but it was a crime in the South for a farm worker to walk beside a railroad. It was a crime in the South to speak loudly in the company of white women. It was a crime to sell the products of your farm after dark, almost anywhere in the South. There were reasons, there were sort of odd logics behind almost all of these laws, and none of them said that they applied exclusively to African Americans. But overwhelmingly, they were only ever enforced against African Americans because the explicit intent, when I say the intent was explicit, it was. In the Constitutional Convention of Alabama in 1901, when a new constitution was passed, which effectively ended all Black participation in political life and public life in Alabama, the discussions around the drafting of these laws were very open about the intention to make it impossible for Black men to participate in mainstream American life in any meaningful way. But the most powerful, the most damaging of all of these laws were the vagrancy statutes, where in every Southern state it became a crime, or you became a criminal, if you could not prove at any given moment that you were employed. What white Southerners then discovered was that this was also an extraordinarily effective way of intimidating African Americans away from the new civil rights they had obtained as a result of the 13th Amendment and the end of the Civil War. These laws passed to force them back into labor also intimidated them away from the political process, or could be used to intimidate them away from the political process. And so by the end of the 19th century, on the basis of these two strategies of white Southerners, enormous populations of African Americans had been returned to a state of de facto slavery and had been effectively pushed completely, entirely out of the political process, and they would not return for 6 decades.
That man said they would not return for 6 decades. Let me tell you something, Israel. Our oppressor, the Caucasian race, white people, white Americans, the overwhelming majority of citizens in this country are the devil that the Bible speaks of. They are inherently evil. They cannot be trusted. If your pastor's telling you to love all people and be kumbaya, tell him to hire the hot agency. You got the ICE agents. Hire the hot agents and let them go down to Mississippi and let them terrorize every Caucasian, every piece of land, and let them investigate and go through every house, every closet, every room, every bunker, every downstairs, every attic, and let them go in and find our people. Yeah, sis, she said, every one of them. Yeah, we need to go through all of them. Now, we're going to hit up Mississippi. We heading right over to Louisiana. I think they said Florida was another, South Carolina was another. Hell, let's do Tennessee too, just for the hell of it. We need to find every person. See, in Tennessee, we're going to do something a little bit different. If you got a Confederate flag, we should automatically have the right. If you have a Confederate flag, we should say that you're un-American, you're unpatriotic, you should have the right to have your house be burned down to the ground. And then the nearest black person, whoever that person might be, you have to pay them the value of your land before we burn it down. Like, let's enact the white codes. They gave us black codes. Let's enact the white codes. Let's enact Hebrew law, the Hebrew code. Our oppressor is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. So, for those of y'all who don't know, when people start talking about getting on code, educate them about black code. Black code is about white people arresting God's chosen people. It's about keeping you a slave. It's about the precursor to the Jim Crow laws. And we should hate these type of laws. These laws is detrimental to God's chosen people. And they talk about ice ages. Let's talk about hot ages. Well, we got the right to go in and search every house, every room, and find our people. And if we find them, whoo, Lord have mercy. We can't do vengeance, y'all. Salaki. We can't do vengeance. We gotta find something else. I know it's gonna be tempting, but maybe we can catch them in the act of whipping or them cracking that whip across one of our brothers' back, and then we should be justified. But I'm preaching out to the rocket of the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. What is black code? Black code is a terminology that our oppressors come up with to keep you incarcerated. And white police officers do it to this day. They'll come to your porch and say, the music too loud. Why are y'all here? Where are you going? They want to know exactly what you're doing to ensure that they have the possibility or the right, far as suspicion goes, to arrest you. Black code is a code that our oppressors use to keep you under oppression. All right, Israel, that's been my time. Shalom.